Om sir.
Hari with an offering to Guruji. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. All right. So in today's session, let me share my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will go over the basics of AI in today's session. And let us start right away with the presentation from Microsoft.
Hi, it's Anthony Salcedo of Microsoft, and welcome to Imagine Cup Junior. Students have the power to fundamentally change the world, and I get inspired every single day by visiting schools and great leaders and seeing the potential that sits in classrooms all around the world. I've learned one thing, and that's there's no shortage of talent. We just have to make the opportunity available for every student to bring their talents forward to change the world. Technology has been always a passion of mine from when I was a student, seeing the potential of technology to connect me beyond my neighborhoods and city, to see the world and learn more about other cultures and people. I get a great opportunity to work at Microsoft to see the rise of technology in its many forms, from the early days of basically client-server computing to the rise of the internet and artificial intelligence. I'm excited of what's coming with students like you building innovation and driving the future. When you think about artificial intelligence, you may think about robots, science fiction, long, complicated technology algorithms. But really, artificial intelligence is all around us. It's in the tools and technologies we use every single day, whether in handhelds, laptops, technology that'll help computers understand how we see, hear, and learn more effectively. We often think of artificial intelligence as a newer technology, but actually it's been around for decades, starting as early as 1940s, where computer scientists started to address the power of technology to solve complex problems, even things like code breaking during times of war. Alan Turing pioneered the famous Turing test, which helped machine processing understand large, complex sets of data. Technology today has continued to evolve, and now with the power of cloud, computing everywhere with smartphones and multiple devices, information is coming from technology, and artificial intelligence is not only learning how to process information more effectively, but helping computers understand how we think, see, and hear the world differently. We've had a chance to talk about where AI has come from, but where is it today? Actually, it's all around us. It's in tools that you use every single day. When you play video games, the characters that you don't control are programmed with artificial intelligence to react naturally in the video game. When you use tools like Microsoft PowerPoint, artificial intelligence is helping you make your slides more beautiful with just a click of a button. Now, what you can do is apply artificial intelligence to align to your passions to fundamentally make a difference in the world. We know you can do it, and the world's depending on you to do it. So enjoy the AI for Good challenge as part of Magic Cup Junior to bring your talents to the surface to help change the world.
One interesting thing to know from that video was that AI is not something that is new. Artificial intelligence has been going around as long as the early computing has been going around, which is since 1940s. And there was a period of time when AI was on the rise in 1960s, but then something called an AI winter came along, where people stopped having interests in AI because there was not enough computing powers. The computer was simply not that powerful to work with AI back in 70s. So for about 2-3 decades, there was an AI winter where people did not have that kind of interest in AI. But then slowly the computers became more and more powerful to get back into AI again. And since last decade or two, again, the AI interest has started. All right. So let us see where we are in the Imagine Cup Junior Challenge. So what we have done so far is, we have understood about what is Imagine Cup all about. We have learned about what are the different categories for AI for good. We have not yet formed a team, but we will be doing that by the next session. I would although request you all to finalize the AI for good category you want to work with, so that we can form the teams around that. So I created a spreadsheet in which I requested you all to input your ideas. In that, if you at least cannot input your ideas, just indicate the category you want to work with so that we can form a team around the categories. Once we form the teams, we will finalize the ideas for those teams within the categories. So what's next? What is going to be there in today's session? So we are going to learn about artificial intelligence, what it is all about, and how to work with it. So we'll go into the basics of AI and go deeper into the real artificial intelligence tools we can use to solve the problems that we select. So some of the questions for you, it would be interesting to check in what is your understanding of artificial intelligence, and where do you think you have used any artificial intelligence already today? Does anybody want to answer these questions?
Davalji, can I answer?
Yes, please go ahead.
So the first question, what do you think of when you hear the words artificial intelligence? I think it is something without human control, it does something that is AI. And for the second question, do you think you have used artificial intelligence already today? Definitely, daily I use Alexa for playing songs, and in our day-to-day life we use mobiles and laptops. These are all AI.
Great.
May I also
Yes.
answer these questions, Davalji?
Yeah, somebody else is also raising the hand. You can go next after that.
Okay, okay, Davalji.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you can go next. I think you're only talking.
When I hear the word artificial intelligence, I think it can respond like a human, but is still not a human, like that.
Mhm.
And when for the question, do you think you have used artificial intelligence already today? I use it every day, mostly by Google. Like whenever you're typing something, like what people are mostly checking like that, it will just show like suggestions and all. Na? So it will always come, and sometimes I just check through there only.
Great.
Okay,
Rajat?
may I?
Sure.
So, like whenever we hear the word intelligence, it's always related. It's always a term related to human beings. So we often feel like intelligence is something which human beings possess and not any other animal, like for example a donkey, like something else. So now artificial is something which is a copy. So there can be an artificial thing of anything, artificial documents, artificial jewelry, but so this is a unique term, artificial intelligence, of combination of two completely different words. But when these two come together, we feel like it's something which is not a human being, but it yet possesses something which only a human being has. So something like um, artificial intelligence. That's what I feel. The next thing, for the answer for the next question would be like, we have attended many webinars where you have something called as the chatbot. So when you ask questions to the chatbot, it starts learning new things and also answers different questions. That's where we can. So that's where I've seen artificial intelligence. And the second thing would be like we use face recognition in like in everyday life, like in, for example, in Snapchat, there are face recognitions, as we know, and we also use it in when we type any documents, then we have something called as autocorrect. So in many other places we use AI.
Great. Rajat?
Dhavalji, basically AI is just some is a machine which you want to make it a human, but the major advantages are the machine has no limits than humans.
Great. All right. So let's move on. So let's go over what they indicate for the AI. So AI is basically nothing but an attempt to make computer or robot or any other piece of technology, machinery to think and process the data in the same way as the humans do. So it's it's an attempt to replicate the human thinking and behavior. So what elements of human intelligence do you think could be done by a computer or a robot or a piece of technology? Does anybody want to take a stab at that?
Dhavalji, should we tell something which is already there, or which we want to contribute?
No, it's not about the idea. It's about like what piece of thinking, what elements of thinking should be done or could be done by the AI.
I think.
For example, vision is one part.
And one more thing, like now that what the AI can do is it can also prevent. No, it won't fall in. Human intelligence.
Yeah.
Means
Okay,
if
no
we
problem.
say something to it, it should remember.
Correct. Yeah, that's true. So let's go over that. So these are the elements of artificial intelligence. One of them is reasoning. So thinking about something in a logical and sensible way. So if you are presented with something, be able to deconstruct that into proper logic and arriving at a conclusion. Learning, that is the acquisition or knowledge of new skills. So let's say somebody is not aware of something, they go about acquiring that skill by step learning process. Then problem solving, which is finding solutions to difficult or complex issues. Simple problem solving, everybody and even simple computer programs can do, but complex problem solving is something we are looking forward to. Perception, awareness of something through the senses, which is vision, then audio or hearing, then taste, etc. So all those falls into perception. And linguistic intelligence, which is the ability to write and speak a language. So these are the 5 elements of intelligence which AI specifically is attempting to replicate. Does anybody have any questions around this?
No, Dabalji.
Okay, if not, let's move. So let's move to this idea, a sample idea which we have seen earlier as well.
I'm Saqib Sheikh. I lost my sight when I was 7, and shortly after that, I went to a school for the blind. And that's where I was introduced to talking computers, and that really opened up a whole new world of opportunities. I joined Microsoft 10 years ago as a software engineer. I love making things which improve people's lives. And one of the things I've always dreamt of since I was at university was this idea of something that could tell you at any moment what's going on around you.
I think it's a man jumping in the air doing a trick on a skateboard.
I teamed up with like-minded engineers to make an app which lets you know who and what is around you. It's based on top of the Microsoft Intelligence APIs, which makes it so much easier to make this kind of thing. The app runs on smartphones, but also on the Pivot Head smart glasses. When you're talking to a bigger group, sometimes you can talk and there's no response, and you think, is everyone listening really well, or are they half asleep? And you never know.
I see 2 faces, 40-year-old man with a beard looking surprised, 20-year-old woman looking happy.
The app can describe the general age and gender of the people around me and what their emotions are, which is incredible. One of the things that's most useful about the app is the ability to read out text.
Hello, good afternoon. Here's your menu.
Great, thank you. I can use the app on my phone to take a picture of the menu, and it's going to guide me on how to take that correct photo.
Move camera to the bottom right and away from the document.
And then it'll recognize the text. Read me the headings.
I see appetizers, salads, paninis, pizzas, pastas.
Years ago, this was science fiction. I never thought it would be something that you could actually do. But artificial intelligence is improving at an ever faster rate, and I'm really excited to see where we can take this. As engineers, we're always standing on the shoulders of giants, building on top of what went before. And in this case, we've taken years of research from Microsoft Research to pull this off.
I think it's a young girl throwing an orange frisbee in the park.
For me, it's about taking that far-off dream and building it one step at a time. I think this is just the beginning.
So this is an idea by a Microsoft employee named Saqib. And let us go over how can this kind of an idea can potentially be built using AI. But before, what do you think is this category, AI for good category, this idea falls into?
It falls into accessibility. Humanitarian action.
Yeah.
Accessibility.
So this is under accessibility. And what elements of human intelligence do you think are used here in this piece of technology?
Perception.
Reasoning.
Perception.
One could be reasoning because this AI glass, what he was wearing, it actually thought very logically, and it doesn't guess anything. And the other thing is learning, because when we were seeing the video, like it said, I think it's a man trying to do a stunt on on that skateboard. So I think that word says that it's even learning while doing its job. It's still learning to do better and better. The next thing could be linguistic intelligence, because it also identifies the language, if like what he's speaking. I guess it's also known like whether he's concentrating or not. So I guess it even has some linguistic intelligence.
Yes. So this is correct.
Sir, can
Couple
I
of
say one more
pieces of,
thing?
yeah, yes, go ahead.
Sir, one more thing is also perception, because it was seeing things also, right?
Yeah, correct. So a couple of pieces of elements of human intelligence in play here. Let us see how this particular application or idea is put together. So there are at least 3 of them at work here in order to make this idea work, in order to solve this problem. First is cloud computing, something called cloud computing. Has anybody heard this term before?
Yes, Dhavalji.
Okay. Can you tell me quickly what is cloud computing?
Dhavalji, it's basically storing your data in a server.
Correct. Not just data on the server. There are other aspects of cloud computing as well. We will go over that.
It
But
also
yes,
connects all
storing of
the
data is
data
one.
which is given to it. It tries to connect all those and do some work.
Correct. Yeah, storing and processing of data online in a server in a cloud. Second is computer vision, which is obviously required to see and analyze the things around you. And last is machine learning. So the learning aspect of AI, which we are talking about, the skill acquisition, the implementation of that is done using something called machine learning. So artificial intelligence is a very broad term, and the learning aspect we are talking about of the AI or of the thinking elements is implemented by something called machine learning. So let's go over the details one by one. First is the cloud computing. So as Sakib uses his invention, the seeing AI, not all of that information is stored in the phone or the glasses that were being shown in that video. Because the phone, or say for example, the glasses would have very limited computing power. The glasses, for example, could have a very simple processor which cannot do a lot of computations. Then it may not have a lot of memory in order to carry out such complex computations, or it may not have enough battery to last all day if it were carrying out all these computations. So instead, what is being done is that these glasses are connected to the internet through the phone or something around it, which is able to connect to the internet. And subsequently, glasses upload all the information that they are seeing to the internet to process all that into the cloud by the servers. So it connects to the Microsoft servers, for example, uploads all the data to the internet, and the servers would do all the processing and then return back the results. So sometimes it will store the information to the cloud, retrieve the information from the cloud, or even share the information within the cloud so that others would be able to access that information from the cloud. Another example of that kind of process is the Google Home Assistant or Alexa. So when you ask a question to the Alexa, if you are not connected to the internet, do you know what does it say?
Yes,
Not
What does it say?
not connected to the internet.
Exactly, it will not work because Alexa or your Google Home is a very simple computer. It does not have a lot of processing power of its own. So what it will tell, you need to connect to the internet in order to make it work. When you speak or ask a question, it will upload that data, your speech data, to the internet in order to understand and process all that in the cloud and get back the results. So is everybody clear about the cloud part?
Yes, sir.
Double G.
All right. The second part here is the computer vision. So as Sakib uses the invention, it is constantly trying to put a frame around what it is seeing and analyze those specific frames rather than viewing the entire scene. So what are the elements of computer vision in play here? One is called facial landmarking, which scans the face to make the predictions around features like age and gender. So, it will analyze the face to give all this information. Second is image recognition. So actually the facial landmarking will come out after image recognition. First of all, it will detect whether there are faces in this image and human faces in this image or not. After that, it will analyze each of the faces to see what kind of features those faces have, like age and gender. And last, emotion recognition of different faces in the picture. What are the kinds of emotions of each of the face? So this is done using the part of AI called computer vision. And lastly, it is continually increasing its intelligence. So if first time, let's say Sakib, let's say there are two people using these glasses, okay? And one of the person is seeing something and the glasses does not recognize that. Let's say if that person is seeing a cat and the glasses don't recognize a cat. And second person, when they see the cat using the glasses, somehow either the glasses recognize the cat or the person tells the glasses that it was a cat. So the AI program will learn that what they were seeing was a cat using the technique called machine learning. So you don't have to go ahead and change the program underneath for the idea in order to update the data. It is programmed, it is designed to learn without changing the implementation. So another idea or another example of this is something called autocomplete. Do you know what is autocomplete?
Sir, can I say?
Yes, double
Yeah,
G. It's it's like when we type anything on on the search bar of Google, like when we type anything, for example, if I type MSc, then there are so many other options which get listed down. So it's like machine learning or anything else, like So any
correct,
word which starts from MSc or anything which people often search for, or the possibility. So it's basically a kind of a prediction which is made by this.
correct. So autocomplete programs are basically trying to predict what you are going to type so that they can narrow down into the search. So AI or machine learning here will continuously learn on the prediction and improve its accuracy. So basically ML is nothing but continuous acquisition of new skills or new data. This is a wonderful part here. If you want to learn about basic coding concepts at this point of time, to go deeper into all these concepts, then I would highly recommend that you um, go through this Minecraft education edition R of code. It will allow you to do some coding and practice some AI basics. It will just take around 1 hour or so. I will paste this link into our WhatsApp group, and whenever you have some time, please feel free to go over this.
Sir, can I ask on doubt?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, in that slide of like face, land, this one like vision and all, in that one like how do they like recognize that like how do they like store that data to know that it is like that? Do they either use
Correct.
like machine learning, or do they just like somehow do it from coding? And all?
Yes. So we will go over that details. Next slide is about that only. But let's first go over what this slide is talking about. So we have to make sure that we have to make two things. We have to ensure two things for our submissions at this point of time based on our learnings. One is that we need to ensure that whatever problem we are solving is actually solving something using AI. So there are a lot of problems or solutions which are not using AI. So there is a slight difference between not using AI and using AI. So very important to ensure that we are using some sort of AI to solve a problem. Second is we need to ensure that we use Microsoft AI technologies to solve the problem so that we get more points about our submission. So we will be talking about these now. One, we need to ensure that we are solving a problem using AI, and second is we are using Microsoft AI technologies to integrate the AI into the concept. Let us go over these technologies. So Microsoft has developed many AI tools that we can use as we create new solutions. These are known as something called cognitive services. And there are 5 of them. For the 5 elements of thinking we went over, there are 5 categories of cognitive services available by Microsoft. And within each of them are tools called APIs. Does anybody know what is an API? All right. So I'll tell you what is an API. API is called Application Programming Interface. What it is called? Application
Application program interface.
Programming Interface. So let us go over each of them. Vision element of thinking is vision element of AI thinking is the AI that identifies and analyzes contents within images, videos, and digital ink. So digital ink is a photo of text. So anything that requires, video or image analysis or picture or text analysis falls into the category of vision part. Then the second is AI for speech. So AI, just a second. Second is AI for speech. So AI that integrates speech processing into apps and services for something like say Alexa or Google Home that utilizes AI for speech. Third is AI for language. AI that helps to extract the meaning from words and sentences. So that also falls into both of the earlier categories. If you are using, say, text capture from vision processing, will be using a language. If you are processing the audio in terms of what was spoken, that also involves the language part. Fourth is search. So AI to help you find what you're looking from the internet. And last is decision, which is around problem solving and learning. AI to help you make smarter decisions faster. So 5 categories of cognitive services. Microsoft provides APIs for all of them. So let us go over the API part now. That is the most important part to learn in this session. So now, see, there is a very important concept in software development. Okay, let us say there is a problem in your home. Your kitchen sink tap has broken. What will you do? Can anybody tell me? The tap is not working correctly and leaking. What will you do?
Sir, can I say?
We will
Yeah.
call a plumber. In my case,
Call a
We will
plumber.
call a plumber.
Okay. Now let us say one of the switches in your home, light switch in your home is not working. What will you do?
like electrician, we call an electrician.
You will call
Electrical
an
electrician,
electrician.
yeah.
Okay. If you are not feeling well, what will you do?
Go to the
Approach
doctor
a
or take
doctor.
some medicines on our own.
Correct. You go to the doctor. So basically, when there are things that you don't know or are not falling under your domain, you are not a domain expert for that, what will you do? You will consult somebody. You will delegate that task to somebody else rather than doing it on your own. Is that true?
Yes, Dhavalji.
Yes, sir.
Right? So that will save you some time. And secondly, that will also ensure that the task is done correctly because you don't know how to do that task yourself. In the same way, in software development, you don't try to solve everything on your own. In fact, it is the exact opposite of that. In software development, you try to delegate as many things as possible to other APIs. What is this? API, application programming interface, other helpers which help you solve a problem. APIs are nothing but helpers, like say you have plumbers and electricians and doctors which help you to get things done. In the same way, APIs are helpers around specific problems, and you try to use as many helpers as possible in order to solve a problem. What you are most interested in? You are interested in a solution. You are interested in the fact that your kitchen sink works so that you can wash your utensils. Are you interested in the fact that you want to repair the kitchen sink, or you are interested in the fact that you want to wash your utensils?
We are interested in the fact that be able to wash the utensils.
Exactly. Are you interested in the fact that the switch should work, or you are interested in the fact that there should be light in the room so that you can read?
Light in the room.
There should be room.
For us to read.
Exactly. So we are interested in the outcome. We are interested in the solution. So let's say we are solving some problem. Let's say we want AI to detect Parkinson's. We are more interested in Parkinson's and detection of Parkinson's. We are not interested in how will the image be analyzed and how do we go about in an image analysis, what what parts of the videos we should be focusing on and things like that. Those are the parts we want to delegate to the helpers called APIs. We don't want to go ahead and do these things ourselves. So in software development, very important thing to learn is that as many things as possible you will want to delegate to helpers, and APIs are nothing but helpers. Okay, so here is the overview of APIs provided by Microsoft that we can use to solve our problems in AI. Let us go over some of them very quickly. Let's say, for example, the vision part. So Microsoft provides these APIs. There are links here as well, which I will post in the WhatsApp group for you to go over. But let us go over some of them quickly. So computer vision, analyze the content in images and video. Custom vision. So if the above is not sufficient, then you can use the custom vision to do custom analysis of um, video and images. Face recognition, identification of people, their identity and emotions in the images. Form recognizer, so basically text analysis. Video indexer, analyze the content of videos and index the content. Index the content means, let us say you have a large set of videos and you want to index the content. Let us say you want to identify what all is there in that video and search by the content. You want to then search that, okay, tell me all the videos that have cat into it. So same way, that is indexing. In the same way, speech analysis, speech to text, other way around, text to speech, then translation, then speech recognition, then language APIs, lot of them here as well. The reading capabilities, understanding capabilities, question and answer maker out of your data. If let's say you have a huge database of knowledge and you want to make question and answers out of it, then Q&A maker, then text analytics, like from a given piece of text conversation, identify what is the sentiment of the conversation and what are the key elements of the conversation. And then the language translation here as well. There are search APIs which allow you and help you for web search, custom search, entity search, specific categories of things you're searching for, and spell check. And lastly, last but the least is decision APIs for helping you to solve complex problems. Anomaly detectors, like identify problems in the data. Content moderation, remove unwanted content. Matrix advisor, ongoingly monitor the matrix and diagnose the issues. And lastly, personalization. If you want to personalize the experience for somebody, this API allows you to do that. So a lot of APIs, even more than this. This is just a small list. There should be more than this that you can use to solve the problems. Okay. I'll click on one of the links for a sample, and I'll paste all of these links inside the WhatsApp group. So let's say we go over the computer vision, it will tell all the features of the API and how to use the APIs in your program and what all parts of the images it will catch and things like those. So all the details related to a specific API they have shared, very well documented for you to go over. I highly recommend doing so. So two things for you. One is the previous Minecraft hour of code. It will take you some coding basics and AI basics. And second is the APIs that you can go over. So like we discussed previously, if you can integrate Microsoft APIs into your AI concept, the judges will be very happy and you will get more points. In fact, one of the judging criteria is around this. So you will get more points if you use Microsoft APIs for your solution. So it will, there are two advantages. One is it will reduce your work, and second is it will give you more points. So your task now is to learn more about the APIs for the cognitive services and ensure that you include this in your submission. So also start thinking about your ideas now in terms of what cognitive services you will use to solve your idea and what APIs you will use for the same. And yeah, also ensure that your idea or problem is basically using AI of some sort. If it's not using the cognitive services or API, then basically it means that we might not be using AI effectively. So what we have done so far, again, let us recap. We have gone over the categories. We will be forming our teams. Please, I request you all to at least indicate the AI for good categories you want to work with so that we can form the teams now by the next session. We have gone over what is AI and what are the elements of AI. And now we know what are the cognitive services and the APIs that are available for us to use within those services. What comes next? What will be in the next session? We will be using these services to build our AI concept. So basically, it's a session on how do we go about building the solution for our problem. So that next session is very important. In fact, it is the crux or the meat of the AI for Good challenge. Imagine Cup challenge. Very important session. Don't miss out on that. That's it for today's session. Do you have any questions?
Dhavalji,
Yeah, tell me.
I just now installed the this thing, the Microsoft Education edition. So it basically tells you should have a school account, or else you can try a demo, and you can't try more than that.
What does it say? You need to be in a school account. Okay.
Yeah, it requires a school account, and
Okay.
for a personal account, it can only have a trial. I had my Microsoft account, so I logged in, and I just had a 1 hour to 30 minutes trial.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's an hour of code. So if you get a 1 hour trial, that should be fine.
Yeah.
We just want to explore the coding.
Okay, Dhavalji.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions? All right then. So what I will do from here is post the details for the Minecraft hour of code and AI APIs into the WhatsApp group for you to go over. Next session, we will go over how do we go about building the solutions to the problems and form the teams. Meantime, you are requested to go over the details of the links I post and indicate the AI for good category you want to work with so that we can form the teams around that. All right.
Okay, Dhavalji.
All right. So let us close for the day.
Yes, Dhavalji. Thank you so much, Dhavalji.
Thank you.